Expo located here in the Yifan Restaurant and Event Center. So welcome, Leah. Glad to have you at your table here.
Thanks, Garrett.
How you enjoying the event here today?
It's great.
Yeah, you meeting a lot of contacts, a lot of new people coming through?
There are a lot of new people coming through.
Because I've been up on the stage most of the time, so I haven't had a chance to really mingle too much. So I'm hoping you guys are seeing a lot of good foot traffic.
I'm seeing some new people and some old friends.
Oh, good. It's always good to connect with some old friends, isn't it? Yeah, and meeting new people is great as well.
It is.
Yeah, good. So you own a company called LW Triumphs.
Correct.
Could you tell us a little bit about what you do at that business? Because I know you just recently made a decision to go into business for yourself, correct?
Correct.
Yes, and it's an exciting time for you.
Yes.
So please share us a little bit with what exactly LW Triumphs offers.
LW Triumphs is a small commercial real estate brokerage. I'm centering in Johns Creek, but I can go out of Johns Creek. I have a lot of experience in the Atlanta area. But for the most part, there's a lot going on here in Johns Creek, and we'd love to bring some great businesses into Johns Creek.
So you do mainly commercial brokerage?
Only commercial brokerage.
Only commercial. Okay. Interesting. So I've talked to several people that work in the commercial business, and they're saying things are really starting to open up.
They are starting to open up. It's been a tough couple of years people say it's the rates, and people say it's this, and people say it's that. I think it's a combination of the tariffs and the rates, and people aren't ready to make moves. And I think, a lot of lenders will tell you marry the property, not the rate, because you can always refinance.
Yes.
And it's true. My advice to people is to move when you're ready to move, and the rest of it will fall into place.
Yeah, and I've always had the assumption, and I don't work in the commercial real estate business at all, but I've always had the assumption that when the new administration came in last year, there was a lot of uncertainty. They didn't know which way it was going to go, and it's starting to settle down. The dust is starting to settle, so businesses can start making decisions now and feel comfortable with that. So the market's starting to open up a little bit.
Correct.
So do you deal with just transactions, like sales transactions, or do you deal with people who lease buildings from property owners?
I tend to do a little more tenant representation, where someone will come to me wanting to open, say, some widget store.
Sure.
And they'll be wanting to go into a certain area with a certain square footage and so forth. And I will guide them through. Some people have it all together, but newer people don't really know. They just have a dream, and I put the building blocks under their dream to try to make it happen.
Okay, do you help them identify, so say they have a widget store that they want to put in, do you help them identify a location that would be best for that particular, is that part of your service? Do you do market research? And because I know when franchises, like some of the big franchises, we'll just use Chick-fil-A as an example, before they award a franchise to somebody, they actually do a market analysis, and they look at how many cars drive by that area, how many people live in the area, and what the median household income is. Is that a service that you offer as a broker?
I can certainly help with it. I can give them information. It's up to a client to figure out, yes, this is where I want to start. Now, I can give them everything they need to get to that decision, but I like to leave the decision up to the client, because just like with a home, when you know the right spot for your widget, you know the right spot.
Yes.
But I'd also, if in my opinion it's a bad spot, I might be like, okay, but you did see these numbers, right?
Yeah. So do you do buy-sell agreements a lot with commercial property, or do you just...
I've worked on a few, and I can totally work on buy-sell agreements.
But you're mainly focused on the leasing end of it.
Right now, I would like to do some buy-sell as well. They take a little longer, a lot longer.
Well, yeah, then you got all the attorneys that got to get in and...
zoning. And
yes.
So there's a lot of that, especially when you get into land. I did a little work with land. That's a nightmare, but it's it could be, it's a nightmare that could lead to a dream. So it's you know, helping people get through these things is kind of what I like about the job.
Okay. And with leases, obviously they do like a 3-year lease or a 5-year lease. And are you there for them when they want to renew their lease? Do you help walk them through that again? Because obviously the market changes, the price per square foot changes, the desirability of a particular building may change just based on what's gone on in the last 4 or 5 years in the community.
I'm glad you asked that question. It's funny because I've been focusing a little bit on that in different networking groups, but it's very important when you renew your lease that you pay attention to all these things. It's not just it's not just an automatic signature. When your landlord hands you a renewal, don't just sign it.
Yeah.
You really should do an analysis, almost as much as when you found the first space. You should really go through and say, okay, what's Jimmy Bob paying next door for his space? Do I need all the square footage? Could I use more? Because say you're in an office and you're saving 500 square feet for a partner that you want to hire. Well, you haven't started that process yet, and there's no big plan to do it in the near future. So you're paying for 500 square feet that you don't need at an average of, for office space, $20 to $30 a square foot. You're looking at, it could be upwards of $70,000 over the 5 years that you're paying for a space that
Right.
you may or may not be using.
Right.
And it's not really, maybe we shouldn't have space for copy supplies. I don't know. Personally, so you really need to think about that. And it's not always an easy decision, but you can't just sign it. It's also a good time to renegotiate things like, maybe you need the walls painted again. Maybe you need new carpet. The landlord would do all this for a new client.
Yes.
So why not for you?
Well, and it even goes beyond that, because I know within some leases they have the tenant pay for insurance, and they have the tenant pay for taxes. So I'm sure that's all negotiable as well.
Yes, that's called a triple net lease. So when most of, in any lease, you're paying for this, okay?
Yeah.
It just depends on how it's set. Now, in the investor world, they might call a triple net lease mailbox money, because
Okay.
basically you buy a building, you're like, okay, you can lease it from me, but I'm not paying taxes, I'm not paying insurance, I'm not, it's all you.
Yeah.
And
But it's fairly common to do triple net leases.
yeah, that's very
That's
common.
more the norm than the abnorm, correct?
It depends. Depends the industry.
Okay.
Freestanding buildings are often triple net, and industrial space is often triple net.
Okay.
But if you're a tenant signing that, and it's a true triple net, you got to be careful, because that means if the air conditioner goes, that's on you.
Yes.
And if the roof goes, that's on you. Everything that goes wrong with that space is on you. So I try to get that out of leases, or we'll sign it a triple net lease, but the landlord is responsible for the HVAC and
Some of the major
the big
items.
stuff.
Yeah, the big stuff. The most expensive stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's not their building.
And I can imagine like a triple net lease would make sense if it's a fairly new building.
Right.
And you don't have a lot of aging HVAC stuff or aging pipes, or the roof is getting old. Where I can see where that could be advantageous, because they're not going to have to pay for any major repairs.
Correct.
But on an aging building, yeah, to your point earlier, before signing that lease, it's like, let's get this thing up to a standard where I'm not paying for the rehabilitation of your building.
Correct. And that's another reason why it's very important to have an attorney review this lease.
Yes.
And it's very important to have, it's important to have a real estate agent, a commercial real estate agent helping you through the process. Because number one, it doesn't cost a tenant anything. And why not have someone negotiating for you?
Yeah.
It's kind of a no-brainer, but
someone that can negotiate without emotion.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Well, great. So, what's the one thing you'd like to leave listeners with about LW Triumphs?
That's a great question. I would just encourage people, if they're thinking about a commercial real estate need, go ahead and give me a call. Let's talk it out and see if I can help you or if I can find someone who can help you.
Great. And you led in perfectly to my last question, is that how do people get in touch with you?
Well, you can reach me by phone. I still hang on to my New Jersey area code, but it's 732-670-3931 or leah@lwtriumphs.com.
Excellent. Great.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Leah. Glad
Thanks,
to have you
Garrett.
on the show. And
Thank you.
I learned some more information about commercial lending and everything, so I appreciate it. And
Thank you.
I wish you all the best of luck in your
Thank
new
you.
adventure, and I'm sure you'll do very well because you definitely have a lot of experience and knowledge.
you.
So thank you, Leah. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Garrett.
Thanks. And we'll be back.